Hello Exiles, today I'm going to be going through a very helpful website which has got a lot of good links and I'm going to run through them with yourself. The website at the back here, as you can see, is Grinding.Zone, and I'm going to screen through a bunch of links and websites that are on this page and obviously what they provide you with just to try and help you out. This is a very good favorite to have at the top of your favorites bar, and it has so many links all on one dashboard that it will save you so much time in terms of switching from one website to another. Before we crack into this, I just want to say thank you for watching any of my builds, guys, or any of my videos. I would like to say that I am going to be streaming live on Twitch on Thursday for the reveal, and I will be streaming next Friday for the launch. So if you want to come along, say hi, even just pop your head in and obviously, give me a follow, then by all means, and I would very much appreciate it. Also, in terms of the channel, if you are still watching my videos and you have been watching and you've watched quite a few of them and you're not subscribed, then why not? Then I would kindly ask you to subscribe if you don't mind. I am trying to get to 5,000 subscribers and I am trying to grow the channel, so please, it would help me out very much, and I am obviously trying to get this channel very big in terms of helping the community. With that said, let's begin. So first things first, obviously there is a link to POE Ninja, which obviously is a very good website to help in terms of the ladder and see what type of builds everybody has, and it shows you what type of gear they have, what gems they have, what their build consists of, and obviously all of the gems that they are running and their skill tree, which obviously if you don't use POE Ninja, it is amazing. Next website we have is POB Archives. Now on here, if you're looking for a build, there is currently 9,594 builds on here. Now you can obviously filter it down to a particular type, and obviously you can start to filter it down, but there is thousands upon thousands of builds on here. You can obviously pick what type of trigger you want. So do you want chaining, do you want cold dot, do you want traps, do you want mines? Have fun, blow your brains out having fun with that. Next one I have is it's called the Path of Exile. On here is every single video that is connected to a Path of Exile build. On here there is currently 12,000 builds, so you are literally swamped for the amount of builds that you could do. There's all these builds and all these videos that you can watch to get some inspiration for some builds. Next one we have is a link to the trade site. Everyone should have this as a favorite anyway. Next one is Wealthy Exile. With Wealthy Exile, if you don't know anything about it, it's a very good tool which obviously prices your stash and gives you a price of obviously how much money you currently have in your stash. You can also do trade listings in here, you can do bulk selling, you can do services, you can obviously check on strategies in the league, and obviously you can check on the economy and see how much things are. It's very similar to this page, is very similar to POE Ninja, but the rest is very unique and very diverse and will help you out. Next one we have is POE.map.trade. So if you are looking to try and trade maybe for one map, so if you had Channel and you wanted Basilica, obviously you can then start trading, and obviously then it would then put you into obviously a queue, and obviously you can then try and trade with people to try and get this map, so you don't have to buy it, you can just swap. Next one we have, which everybody should know, is Filterblade. Obviously Filterblade is the item filter for Path of Exile, and obviously, as you know, you can obviously go in here and pick which strictness you want as your item filter. Next one is POE Lab. As we know, this provides you with a detailed representation of the lab, and obviously it gives you a bit of a breakdown as to how to get through it quickly, and it will give you that for every single lab. So whether it be for Cruel, Merciless, Uber or Normal, you can go in here and check out what the layout is for the lab. So as you can see from the Uber here, there is a golden door and Argus is near the end. Next one we have is a link to Path of Building. So for anyone who obviously needs help with the link and obviously want to download it, there is a direct link to Path of Building in here. Next one is POE Planner. Now with POE Planner, this is very good if you want to try and plan your Atlas tree prior to League launch. Now they will update this if there's been any changes or if there's been any nodes that have been added. They will usually update this about 3 or 4 days before the League starts, so you can actually have a play around in here and plan where you want to go in terms of your Atlas points, and it will tell you here on the right hand side how many points you've used and what mods you then get. Next, we have a link to Awakened POE Trade, which I have provided on one of my previous videos that I have done, and if you have missed that video, I will put the link at the top of the screen now. There is also a link to POE Lurker, which again I have done a video to very recently, and again if you have not seen that video, I will put the link to that in the video at the top now. Next one is a link to Lalokin, if I'm saying that right, which is a software which is an auto hotkey, which I did do a video on at the back end of last league. I am due to be doing another video on this and on the weekend, just because there has been a few changes. If you want to watch my previous video, I will put the link to that video up in the top now. Next one is for the a POE overlay. So if you want to download POE overlay, there is a link here, and this obviously helps in terms of trying to get obviously trading. You can use it for trading, you can use it for many other things. Next one is the Path of Exile official wiki. Now there is a lot of things on there, and this is actually maintained now by GGG, as they are now looking after it. So any of the information on here is maintained by Grinding Gear Games. Next one is they will give you access to the Path of Exile Reddit and the YouTube page, which obviously are just standard. This is a GGG tracker, so this literally lists every single post that has been made by a GGG employee, and it will obviously tell you where it's been posted. So for example, there's a question here, may I ask you some questions about spell? Mark has responded, and it will then take you straight to the post where you can then have a read of it, so you can keep up to date with everything that is Path of Exile related. Next one is Path of Exile.media. This basically lists every single video that has been posted on YouTube that is connected to Path of Exile. Oh, would you look at that? There's me. There on here, it will list, like I said, every single video. Oh look, there's me again. In regards to all of the videos that you can think of, anything that's to do with builds, anything to do with Path of Exile related content. Next one is Max Roll. Now obviously if you've used Max Roll for Last Epoch or for Diablo, this obviously will have a few builds on here. It's entirely up to you whether you want to use these, and obviously there is obviously sections on here, but the link is on here directly to the POE section. Next one that we have is POE Vault. Now on here there is a ton of builds as well, very similar to the build section that I said earlier. This has been going for quite some time, and if you do see all builds, you can then see that there is pages and pages and pages and pages and pages. So good luck going through them if you want to get some inspiration for some new build ideas. Next one is Maps of Exile. Now this is obviously maintained by somebody in the Path of Exile Discord community, and basically what it will do, you can literally pick any map and it will then give you a basic layout roughly of how it looks, and then they will then tell you in terms of what the layout out of 10, so is it a good layout, is it a good density, and is it a good boss. Obviously, as you can imagine, if it's yellow or if it's red, so for example Desert Spring, the boss is red. Obviously there's a bit of an explanation there as to why as well. Also it tells you on the right here the divination cards which will drop in that area, but this may be subject to change with the new 3.25 changes. Next one is POE.db, which is the database for Path of Exile, which literally anything Path of Exile related database wise will be on here in some fashion. So it's just a case of just digging to see what you can find. Next one is the Heart of Foss Exile Leveling. This is very good for newbies, or if you get stuck going through the axe, this will literally tell you where to go, what axe to do, what waypoints to take, where to go, when to go back to town. And if you actually go in here and you import your actual build, you can import your build and it will then tell you at exactly what points through the campaign to go back, and you can then pick up your gems for your build. That is a very good website, and it's something that I would recommend that you use if you are struggling to go through the axe. Next one is the Timeless Duel Calculator, which I did do a video on this. So if you want obviously this link, obviously if you want to see the video on that, then I will put the link up in the top now. All of the links, by the way, for everything that I've done over the last few days, which I've mentioned, I will put in the description. The next one is Blight. So this is a very good website that I did mention this in a Blight video that I did earlier this week, where basically it mentions all of the types of ring anoints and things that you can do, and obviously if you then add obviously particular oils, it tells you what it applies to your ring or to your map or to your amulet. Next one is the Hideout Showcase. Now with this is obviously if you want to change the look of your hideout. As you can see here, someone has made a new one for 3.25. Obviously you can go to Hideouts and go to Newest Hideouts, and you can go and pick one that is for your particular hideout and have a look and see what they have. There is thousands on here, so enjoy. You could be on here for hours going through and looking for a good hideout. Next one is the POE, I can never say this, MikeLat.com. This is basically an aura calculator. So what this will do is it will give you put in here the auras that you are using. You can actually put in here the reservation effect that you also have as well. So you got reservation or any mana multipliers that are here. Put in the amount of mana that you have, the amount of health that you have. If you're wearing any of these items, or if you have any of these equipped, or any keystones selected, reservation efficiency there, then you can then press toggle and it will then show you how much mana you will have left. That is obviously entirely up to you, and obviously there is ascendancy bonuses in here as well. Next one is the Chaos Recipe Enhancer. This is a very good tool if you are wanting to do the Chaos Recipe within the first couple of days, and what it will do is it will highlight all of the items that you need to obviously create a Chaos Recipe, which you can then sell to a vendor, and you will then get 2 Chaos, or 1 Chaos, depending on if the item is identified or unidentified. The items obviously will show up very brightly on your map, on your floor, and this is what it would look like. So if you want to have a go at this, I have done a video for this, so I will put a link in the description for my video for the Chaos Recipe, because it is coming up to League again, so we may as well discuss it again. Next one is the Varici calculator. This obviously works out obviously what is the best strategy. So if we have a chest that has 150 strength, but let's say I want to get 1 red, 3 green and 2 blue, it will then work out and say that the best thing to do is go to the bench and roll 1 green, 1 blue, and you will get the best outcome on doing that rather than doing any of the other options. Next one is the sound voice cues for the entire game. So if you ever want to use any voice cues or any sound cues, then obviously you can go on this website. I have kept 2 as my personal favorites. One from Tujan, when you try and offer him one piece of fragment.
Just one!
And then we also have the infamous Sirius Die. Yes, so if you ever want to use any of these in your videos, then you can do, and obviously that is then there for you to be able to use. Next one is Path of Exile Regex, which is POE.db. This helps you with your regex at the beginning of the league. You can do it for heist, you can do it for your flasks, you can do it for rolling maps, any beastery, so you can see how much beasts are at the moment. Obviously, if you're wanting to see how much scarabs are as well, that is all in here as well. This has only just recently been added over the last couple of weeks or the last couple of months, and there is also a duel rolling as well, and I feel that this has been added for adorned duels. But let's just see what happens on the patch notes, because that could all change. There is also expedition at the top here for Gwenin, and maps and map mods and vendor stuff, so that is a very good website to use. Next one here is the POE.fish. So if you want to go down the deep dark hole that is fishing on Path of Exile, then this is the website for you, where they will talk about everything they know about fishing, the fishing rod item that can drop, obviously where it can potentially drop, and obviously how it kind of links in with other items and things like that. So if you want to go down that route, then there is a nice little website there for you to do a bit of digging on. Next one here is the cheat sheet.monster. Basically, this has a ton of cheat sheets. Now, I'm not too sure if these have been fully updated, but some of them are. So we have obviously the heist one here. We have obviously incursion, which tells you the rooms that obviously you can upgrade. There is then tattoos that tells you the tattoos that have been added into the game. But obviously, I don't know whether we're going to have them next league, because these bottom 3 here, obviously, potentially they may change. We don't know. We have the essence cheat sheet, which obviously tells you all of the different values and different attributes that an essence will provide. We have a strongbox one, which will tell you all the strongboxes and the rewards that it will give you. There is a flask one that Ziz made a couple of years ago. Again, I'm not too sure how up to date this is, because he did this quite some time ago. And then there is a bunch of links here for other stuff. Next one is a vendor cheat sheet. So this is obviously if you want to learn how to obtain certain items. So if you want to get like a red ring or a blue ring, it tells you basically combine this with a red gem, combine obviously a steel ring with a blue gem, steel ring with a green gem, and this is what you will get. There is a ton of vendor recipes on here. So if you want to obviously learn all of these, then it's up to you whether you just want to have a look at this picture, screenshot it, save it to your desktop, whatever it might be. Last two. First one is a ladder, which literally shows you that this guy currently, Zephyr, has every single unique in the game, and I believe that that will probably be in standard. And obviously, as you can see on here, this is in the SSF standard. You can obviously change this, but he currently has every single unique item in the game as of right now. And obviously you can go through and have a nosy at all of the uniques that are in the game. And the last one is racing. This is the racing ladder, so you can see all the people that have raced in this league. So you can change this to Necropolis or Hardcore or wherever it be, and you can see who is at the top and if there was any leagues or private leagues or progression. This is very good for if you are wanting to run the gauntlet, which is sometimes run every couple of months. This will obviously keep you up to date with where people are and if people have died. And that is basically it, guys. There is a ton more links on here which I did not go through because there's just too many. I would be here all day, but they are the best ones that I would probably recommend you to have a look at, and they are all free on this website for you to be able to have a look. So I will put a link to this in the description below. Thank you for watching, and until the next video, guys, stay sane.